Hi, this is the next video in the educational series from Jeff the Jeweler. Jeff's a good friend of mine. He does nothing but buy gold for a living, so he's real smart on the gold buying business. But in this video, he's going to talk about grams versus pennyweights and how to convert them back and forth. In his business, he's always having to do that because some of them deal with pennyweights and some deal with grams. And it gets very confusing, but he's going to try to explain it to you right here. Stay tuned.
I'm Jeff the Jeweler, and this is Lesson 5. This is Units of Measure. This has to do with the difference between grams and pennyweights. Pennyweights being the English unit of measure, and it's important because on the world market everything is sold in ounces, not grams. Grams and kilos go together, but you don't buy kilos of gold. I mean, I suppose you could, but for the most part, if you're selling on the market, it's ounces, and it goes back thousands of years. So what happens now is people readily use grams, so you're going to have to translate from grams to pennyweights to know what the ounce price is, because on the world market, the price you see on your TV from moment to moment or on your computer screen has to do with ounces. 20 pennyweights is more specific. It's broken into 20 equal parts. And coins been minted like that going back hundreds of years, so we're not moving from ounces and pennyweights and even numbers. But since we brought grams into the modern system in base 10, we've got to translate from grams, an even system, to ounces and pennyweights, which isn't even. So what it ends up is you're going to have to put a couple things to memory, like a language of gold. You're going to have to remember 1.555, and that's 3 fives. Don't forget that part, 3 fives, 1.55. And the other thing is, if you have pennyweights and you need grams, you need to remember to multiply. And if you have grams and you want pennyweights, you have to remember to divide. If you make a mistake, they might not catch it, and you're going to lose big money, because the difference is 1.555 between one and the other. If you were buying an ounce of gold and you didn't know the conversion, you may pay 50% too much, or a third too much, actually. All right, so we're talking about grams with a little g, and pennyweight. The abbreviation for pennyweight is DWT, and why exactly, I'm not sure. But just know when you see DWT, we're talking about pennyweights. Pennyweights is 1.555, 3 fives, bigger than grams. And why it's important is money. The ounces in the system on the market is base 20 pennyweights or 1 ounce. But we readily use grams to describe things, and it screws things up because there's a conversion involved. So you learn a conversion. You get comfortable with it. The first thing you have to commit to memory is 1.555. Just remember that number. You're going to use it in both formulas, and it's either times 1.555 or divide by 1.555. All right. Pennyweights times 1.555 gives you the grams, and in reverse, grams divide by 1.55 gives you the pennyweights. Here's a formula at the bottom of the screen here. 20 pennyweights times 1.55 equals 31.1. You're going to need to remember this, but don't worry about this. Just remember the 1.555. 1.555. If you have grams, 31.1 grams, how many pennyweights is it? It's, whoops, this should say pennyweights. It's got a G on it. It should be DWT. All right, so we got a mistake here. This should say 20 DWT. All right, so we've got an error here. When you have a number, say you have a pennyweight number, and you want to convert it to grams, a simple trick for me makes it easier to remember. Pennyweights are bigger than grams. You think bigger, you think multiply. So you think bigger, you think times. Times 1.55 for the grams. And then if you have the gram weight, that happens a lot. This chain weighs 52 grams. You got to convert it to pennyweights to know the ounce on the market and what the unit is and how much you're going to pay for the unit. That's why this is so important. It's boring as hell, but it's so important because it's the the language of money where it interrelates to gold, and it's going back hundreds of years with 1 ounce coins stamped at 20 pennyweights. Now we're using grams. How many grams is in that 1 ounce coin? It's 31.1 actually. So these things right here are very important. If you make the mistake, you're going to lose the money. You want the mistake to be in your favor, but you'd rather be no mistake, and you do the same thing every time. So you commit 1.555 to memory. And the other thing you commit to memory is pennyweights are bigger than grams. So if you have a pennyweight number, you want to multiply. Grams are smaller, so you want to divide. You think smaller, divide. Grams are smaller than pennyweights. That's kind of the one thing you got to remember. Pennyweights are bigger than grams. It's 1.55 bigger. All right, so grams divided 4 pennyweight. Pennyweight times 4 grams. The important part is you remember when you have the gram and you need to convert it to pennyweights, you got to divide. Grams, smaller, divide. Pennyweight, larger, multiply. All right, so that's lesson 5. It's kind of difficult because you're talking about math and you're talking about measurement, and then you're going to end up in money. And if you make a mistake, you're going to lose money. That's why this is so important. Units of measure, grams and pennyweights. Grams, little g. Pennyweight, DWT, 1.555. Hopefully you remembered that. And then the conversion formula. Pennyweights are bigger, so you have to remember multiply to get the gram number. Bigger times multiply, and that gives you the grams. What happens is you're in the heat of battle. You're in front of somebody who's trying to sell you something, and of course they want all the money for that item that they can get. You're the one with the money. You're the one that has to apply the formula to make sure it's correct. Believe me, they don't care. I want $500 for this chain. It's only worth $375 by my calculation. You want $375? That's it. You can't go anywhere because math and science are backing you up. You can't lose money. Grams are smaller, divide. Pennyweights are bigger, so multiply. All right, so that's lesson 5. I'm Jeff the Jeweler. That's a tough one. Thank you.
I don't know, that can be pretty confusing, and you probably will never use it, but if you see them talking about it on TV or somebody discussing it, at least you'll have a general idea of what they're talking about. So education is good. You can't go wrong with education. All right, thanks for coming along with this video, and we got some more coming up in the near future.